And we are back with the Only Marathon. For you right now, we have the Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited Knuckles Beat the Game Glitchless, being run by Teeejj and Clov and commentated by Jimmy. Take it away.
Hello. Welcome back to the Only Marathon. Welcome back, chat. Here we are once again with the glory that is part of the Knuckles block. We have Teeejj to the left of me, we have Clov to the right, and here we are stuck in the middle with these two utter legends. Teeejj, how are you feeling about this race against a genuine speedrunning legend in Clov?
Slightly nervous. Slightly nervous.
Got nothing to be nervous about, because it's going to be a fantastic thing to watch. Clov, it may be the master versus the apprentice. How are you feeling?
I am also feeling nervous, to be honest, but I am very glad to be here in this event, not in Kid here.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so ready to be back with Knuckles. Well,
yeah, we are certainly going to see two of the best Knuckles runners in Sonic 3 Air ready to roll. As you may notice on the screen, we have a slightly different looking version of Sonic 3 Air today. We have with the very particular filter. This is in honor of Kid, who loved to run this game with this filter. So though it might be cursed visually, it certainly means a lot to us and our runners. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Hang on 2 seconds. Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
I am
Teeejj
ready.
is ready. Clov is ready. Chat, are you ready? You better be ready for this. This is going to be something special. We're going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nux Gang hype with Angel Island Revisited. So they will be starting in Angel Island Zone 1, and you're going to see some beautiful control from both Teeejj and Clov with the amazing abilities that Knuckles shows. Great gliding abilities, climbing of walls, and flying around at the speed of sound, kind of like a blue hedgehog named Sonic. But that's all we're going to see at the moment. Sonic 3 Air, as you may know, or as you may not know, is essentially a fan remaster of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Don't forget the and Knuckles, that's what we're here for today. It takes all the good things about Sonic 3 and Knuckles, presents them in a lovely, shiny 16:9 color widescreen format, with all the mod cons that you expect from modern video games, with in-game resets, additional abilities, steady graphics, and lovely shiny bits, including that gorgeous filter that is currently on. 49 seconds from Teeejj and 48 seconds from Clov. Clov with an ever so slight lead there, but the sync at the moment is fantastic. The sync at the moment is fantastic. We are going to make sure that you are going to predict who is going to take this win in the chat as they are moving into Angel Island 2. A quick restart just so they can get through a little bit faster. This section of the game is going to be full of lots of really tight, really awesome looking jumps, making the most of the climbing ability of Knuckles and the ability to stop on a dime to allow some beautiful spin dashes. And we are going glitchless in this run, so instead of dropping into the floor and flying all the way to the end of the stage as you'll find in the glitch run, we are going to be taking the normal expected routes there, having to wait for the cycle of the platform to come down. A little bit of a leveler there, good stuff. There's a beautiful jump coming up in a second, gonna hit against the spring, big jump, flying through the blocks and straight to the main boss of Angel Island. Very carefully timed jump. Make sure you avoid the fireballs. Glide off. Great jump there from Clov. Teeejj gliding there. Very close so far. Very close. Got to hit that capsule at the top. Takes a few seconds. Once again, Knuckles does have a lower jump height than Sonic or Tails, so it does take a little bit harder to hit that. But 1 second difference in game time of these ones. Again, we're going to exit the game and go back to reload the game to save the time of the cutscene, which transitions between the stages. Beautiful super glide from both the runners. Clov not quite getting the jump up to land on the wall to do the spin dash through, so Teeejj has caught that a tiny bit, but it's barely anything in it, falling through the platform, hitting the spring. And you'll notice that every now and again when they are going to be running over some slopes, they'll be jumping off the slopes to maintain speed. Euclidean calculus means that the fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. Apparently that's also an Aristotle quote. I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. I just shout over video games. Great landing there on the platform to spin dash through. Another little jump off the slope. Go past, get grabbed by the hand of God and thrown to the boss. Great work there from both these runners. trying to get up to the very top of the screen so they can hit the boss before it appears on the screen. Once again, using the glide ability to climb against the wall and hit the boss really nice and quick. Spin dashing up, we're going to get a good hit. Clov getting a very, very good boss. Very good boss. Teeejj a little bit slower, but only 7 seconds, so there's maybe 9 seconds in-game worth it against it. Very, very good so far. Once again, going to be using the restart last checkpoint after the transition to skip a bit of a cutscene. Clov doing that absolutely beautifully. Teeejj pulling it off really well. Grabbing against the wall on the left on Clov's side so he can do a glide across. Go through. We're going to get the cycle. Great cycle there from Clov. Very, very tight, getting there by 14 seconds. Teeejj hopefully will get there too. Super tight those jumps, super tight those cycles as well. Lots of these stages are very, very tight on their cycles, especially this one where everything's on good timing. Clov doing a big jump across to this section of the water flume, excuse me. Running around. Great stuff. We're going to see a jump here. Now we see a glide to cancel out of the jumping animation and save a little bit of time there. Teeejj very, very close behind. Clov landing against the wall, bouncing against the scene to maintain the speed as fast as possible. Really, really good. Really close for both these runners. Is Clov going to fall through? No, Clov doesn't fall through. That's good. That would be classed as a glitch, and that would negate the run. And we don't want negated runs so far this early on in the game. Oh, Clov not quite getting the bounce up, getting the extra life. We're going to get the extra life, and we're going to take a slightly different route there to avoid these twisty platforms. They are also on cycles. You want to make sure that you know what your cycles are or use pauses. Teeejj getting it first try, though. That's a lot of time caught up there for Teeejj. A lot of time caught up. Now look at that difference on the IGT at the moment. There's about 9 seconds difference IGT, and strangely enough, that was a difference in the game at this moment in time. So we have a little bit of catch-up at the moment. We have a little bit of catch-up, but it's still early doors so far. Still plenty of game to go through. Clov picking up the extra life. Teeejj picking up the extra life as well. Spin dashing through. Going to stand in a very specific position. They're going to let the water flume that's being pulled up by the egg robo. They're going to jump on top of it about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Destroy the boss. Really close to a sync here so far. Really close to a sync. 158 on Clov's screen. And we're going to see Teeejj with a 154. Beautifully done. Look how close it is already. Look how close it is. Going in to the best stage in any Sonic game, Marble Garden Zone 1. Very, very precise jumps. You don't want to go the full bottom route. The full bottom route, which Clov nearly accidentally took, good gracious, is a lot slower. And I hear some gorgeous Sonic Robo Blast music there. Teeejj having a really good start to Marble Garden 1. Going through, dodging the big ring. You hit the big ring, you go to blue spheres. Don't go to blue spheres because that's a bad time loss. Great jump from Clov all the way up to that high platform. Jumping off the rotating platform and using the climb ability to dive nice and fast across. Nearly getting crushed out. Oh my word, Clov. My breath just got taken away. Holy Toledo. Let's see how Teeejj gets on with this one. Not quite as much of a risk as a crush there, but doing very, very good. Both these runners knowing these routes incredibly well. Jumping at the bottom parts of slopes so that you can get up to the top part of the platform and have no issues walking through the barrier. And this is another point where Knuckles' lower jump height is at his detriment because he can't hit the boss all the time. So this fancy little platform that comes up with the spikes, which means he loses his shield, is going to be the best way for him to hit. It also will protect him from the falling stalagmites or stalactites. I'm no geographer. You'll have to ask a geographer about which is which. I don't know. But he's getting the last hit there. Once again, very, very close. Very, very close. Woo! And now we're on to Marble Garden Zone Act 2. Lovely stuff from both these runners. Just got to wait around for Robotnik. Not Robotnik, excuse me, Egg Robo. I keep forgetting we're in a slightly different section of the game here. And essentially going to be following a similar pattern to how they did in Marble Garden Zone 1. Just using some very precise jumps. Bouncing, using the super glide to bounce off badniks, bounce off boxes, and use the spinning top platforms to run around and use a climb to get a little bit higher. If there are anything to announce at the moment, now is probably a good time. We have nothing? We just have us. That's fine. So we've got Clov bouncing into the sky. Teeejj a little bit behind, just having a minor issue with the bounces there. There we go. hitting against the weird dynamo thing. If you spin dash against the dynamo, it raises other parts of platforms. Sometimes you will need to use those, sometimes you won't. Clov on top of the spinning top, jumping off so you can climb up nice and tall. You're going to see a big old jump off here. Lovely glide across to the other side. That rhymes. I didn't expect it to. Bouncing off the badnik. Great little bounce there to dodge that spinning spike ball. Yeah, very little difference between these two runners in realistic terms. Very little difference. But Clov, having such a wealth of experience with this incredible game, really doing a great job here. Really doing a great job. He's destroying that badnik first. Yeah, getting that little jump across. Not quite getting the spike strat, destroying the badnik. But yeah, doing a really, really good job so far. Clov is just mashing through this. What an incredible effort so far. The Peach is a verb. Yes, I do mean geologist. It's got geo in it. Then just deal with it. Sorry. Little jump up there from Clov to avoid the crushing floors, but hitting the forehead of the weird face. I can't remember what those things are called. But again, just letting the crushing floor raise up like a Bette Midler song to get to the boss. You have to be very careful with the positioning on here because you see Spike come from the top left, Spike come from the bottom right, and you can jump and spin dash into him and then hit the spikes. And then use your iframe so you can hit him a couple more times when he comes up. Teeejj again, a couple of sections of the game behind. Similar situation with this second part of the boss. Hit, spin dash, iframes, jump, jump. Boss is down. Great stuff from Clov there. Great stuff. Wow. Yeah, this is really fun so far. Really, really fun so far. But Teeejj doing a really good job with the boss, getting the iframe, getting the 4 hits there. First time. Carnival Night Zone. Very different zone in comparison to the Sonic runs, this one. The first boss is very, very similar, but the routes for the rest of them are very, very different, especially Act 2, which is basically a non-entity when you consider it. But happily avoiding the bats. They're not Batmen, they're just real bats. I say real bats, they're robots. Bouncing with the spring at the top, giving a ridiculous boost in speed off the Batnik. And trying to avoid the barrel there, destroying the weird little Batnik thing that likes to play havoc with everyone's heartstrings. Going to bounce off the bat. Great super glide from bouncing off the bat, jumping against the ceiling to get to the boss. In under 40 seconds. Under 40 seconds. What ridiculousness. Utter ridiculousness. Teeejj having a very good start to Carnival Night as well. I may end up accidentally calling this Casino Night because that's in Sonic 2. Again, deal with it. I'm not sorry. But great job from Clov there to get the boss done. 52 seconds. Unbelievable scenes, Jeff. Unbelievable scenes. Teeejj, hopefully the bat will not troll him. He'll come up so we can allow him to do the super glide. Beautiful super glide. Great super glide this time. A couple of seconds behind in comparison to what Clov was.
Fast.
But there's Teeejj into the boss of Carnival Night 1. Knuckles in Clov's side, going into Carnival Night 2 very, very soon. Very little time between these two runners. Very little time between these two. Great fall down there from Clov just to make sure that he can get to the Knuckles exclusive route. This is going to allow him to avoid having to take a boss. It just means he's going to need to find a capsule, back on the top of the capsule, and boom, there we go. That is Carnival Night done. It does require some very precise glides, some very precise jumps, and some really, really fancy spin dashes. Jumping into the cannon, shoot up, right, yeah, we go. Great jump there, avoiding hitting the spikes, which is not good for anyone's health. Again, spikes are not good for health. Please do not land on spikes. Through the coins, rings. This is not Mario. This is Sonic through the rings, through all the sounds, jumping on the platform, onto the capsule, and that is 40 seconds gone and done. Great stuff from Clov there. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. You can get hold of Sonic 3 Air. It will require you to do a couple of things. One, own a copy of the Sonic 3 and Knuckles ROM via Steam. That's the one that's recommended. It's barely anything to buy nowadays. If you don't have it in your library, then you are missing out. What a great game you're missing out on. Two, get the patcher from the Sonic 3 Air website and then just follow the instructions as shown. You will get access to such a great game. You will not have hard times trying to find out how to get through and how to get that sorted out. So just follow the instructions. Yeah, I went hard times. Deal with it. Using the glide to get over the spikes. Yeah, great damage boost there from Clov. He's taking out Casino. No, I said Casino then. Carnival Night 2 in 47 seconds. Clov having a really good ice cap one though. Really good ice cap there. Fantastic stuff. Dodging underneath the icebreaker there. using the climb to avoid hitting the springs too quickly, because the springs can send you flying back down to the bottom of the stage. We don't want that to happen. We really don't want that to happen at all. As you can see, there's a lot of different things happening on the screen in comparison to Huds's Sonic 3 standalone run yesterday. Of course, Knuckles, very different character to Tails, because Knuckles, as we are very aware, does not chuckle. Damage boost there from Clov. Had to be really careful then. Didn't have any rings. Got to be really careful here with the hits. He has to wait until the ice goes. There we go. That was a little bit tense there, Clov. Don't do that to me. I'm already out of breath. Good gracious. Now we're going on to Ice Cap 2. Teeejj about the halfway point in Ice Cap 1. Just has to be really careful with his movement. Make sure he doesn't get hit by the spikes or the ice or the enemies, as you know. But yes, so Ice Cap 2, very different looking stage comparison to what you'll find on the Sonic or the Tails run. Going essentially the bottom part of Ice Cap, where there are bottomless pits. And of course, bottomless pits, once again, not very good for your health. But using the super glide to bounce off the waddly robot, or the Penguin as he is commonly known in the community. Shout outs to Ben in Sweden. It's cold in Sweden. This is cold in Ice Cap 2. That's why he's called a Penguin. Just be very careful with that jump there so he doesn't accidentally get crushed. Going through another Penguin. Down the slopes, down the slides. Really careful around here, because if he falls off into the water, bottomless pits under there. Great glides, landing on that last little platform, spin dashing through, jumping up the slope, not hitting those Robotnik monitors, because they will do damage and cost you rings, and that was of course not good at all. Lovely super glide up there to the top of the screen. We're now up to the higher routes, where we are going to go into the normal bosses you will find in any version of Sonic 3 Air. Got to be really careful here, getting hit by the Orbinaut made of ice. Don't get crushed, Clov. Got to be really careful there. Good gravy. He's just hitting the bouncy springs, and Clov is on the boss of Ice Cap. Still very, very close, he's winner. Still really, really close. Gotta be careful. The Egg Robo can fire a freezing steam from underneath him. Freezing steam, that sounds really weird, but Clov doesn't care about that. He just jumps around, jumps over, and bounces on top of the robot to get him destroyed nice and easily. 118 at the end of Ice Cap 2 is ridiculous. Launch base zone with the best music from the beta. I will not hit anything otherwise. Jumping over that orbital, around the spinning top, and they're going to land into the little elevator on the right hand side, get shoved into another section of the game. Woo! Launch base is a really technical part of the game. It's got lots of twists and turns, lots of really awkward jumps. It doesn't matter if you're playing as Sonic, doesn't matter if you're playing as Knuckles, or even as Tails, or any one of the modded characters. Yes, I haven't mentioned that. Sonic 3 Air allows you to install mods, which is why the amazing music that is coming from the game is not what you probably expected. This also allows you to install modded characters. Incredible people like Sotonak have already got Metal Sonic, Mighty the Armadillo, There's a Chaos mod. You can be Chaos. You get to play as Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic all in one run. It's fantastic. And you got Amy Rose. You've got so many good characters that you can play the game as. Great jump up there from Clov. That's a really tight jump up that slope to get to that platform. Really, really well done. He's flying into that capsule like Superman, but with dreadlocks and red hair instead. Clov accidentally spin dashing to the left instead of spin dashing to the right. There's no Orbinaut there, as you might find in other parts of the game. This is going great. And I probably need to breathe at some point. Don't get squished by the spikes. Once again, spikes not good for your health. This has been a public service announcement from Fast Pace Events. Essentially, this part of the stage on Clov's side really plays itself. Just have to pay a bit more attention to what's going on. Climb up the wall. Yeah, very good stuff.
Well, Jimmy, if you'd like to breathe, I've got a donation or two to read.
Please.
So we have $10 from Anonymous, who says, great race and absolutely fantastic commentary. Putting this towards the Ice Trap Mayhem incentive, because adding the word mayhem to any speedrun has got to be a good idea. We also have another anonymous $2 donation that just came in. Thank you very much. And that's it. Back to you.
Amazing. Clog really, really close there. Having a bit of trouble with the Launch Base 1 boss. If you are playing through Sonic 3 normally, or Sonic 3 Air as Sonic, you'll normally find there's only one of those twisty bosses, and they can be a little bit of a pain. You have to be really careful with your timing of your jumps. Knuckles has to face two. And because Knuckles has a much lower jump, he's got to be really fancy with his jump timings to make sure that he doesn't get absolutely bodied. Launch Base 2, again, lovely technical stage, lots of big jumps, lots of fancy jumps as well, as Teeejj gets onto Launch Base 1 boss. Hope that he doesn't have any issues with it. One of the main gimmicks on Launch Base 2 is that you get to destroy the little platforms that are stopping the water from running and causing all havoc in the stage. And if you destroy them, you can fall down them and then get zipped through Lightning Chemical Plant. Come on, Teeejj, be careful here. Last hits there, beautifully done from Teeejj, falling down. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Yeah. 204 at the end of launch base, 1 for Teeejj. That's actually a pretty good time. That's a really good time. I'd be really, really proud of that one myself. Yeah, great jump from there from Clov. Dodging a big chunk of the stage. Very, very close to the end part of launch base 2. Again, it's in a different area to the Sonic version. And we're going to be seeing the robot with the biggest arms in the world, the Hulk Hogan of robots, with his 32-inch pythons, or whatever Hulk Hogan said, brother. Yeah, first off, we have to get through this boss again, using damage boost to hit Egg Robo multiple times. And now we get to see Big Arms. Big Arms are going to try and grab you as he dives towards you. If you hit him, he will fly away. Clov getting the hits in beautifully. Great jump there from Teeejj, going backwards because, of course, Teeejj goes backwards. That's amazing. Great jump there from Teeejj as well. Beautiful stuff from both these runners so far. Wonderful. Be very careful here, Clov, because the Egg Robot can come down and grab you there using the spin dash. You have to be really careful from here, though, because those spikes, they don't like playing hello. Once again, spikes are bad for your health. I keep telling you this, chat. I keep telling you this, fast-paced events. Spikes are bad for your health. Do any of you listen to me? Do any of you listen to me? No, I'm pretty sure that you don't. But again, once again, and again, we're proving it time and time that spikes are bad for your health. Clov, 212. Out of the Sonic 3 portion of the game into the Sonic and Knuckles portion of the game, Mushroom Hill, where we meet Knuckles for the first time in Sonic and Knuckles, bouncing off the butterfly, bouncing off the capsule, the monitor to do the beautiful super glide, going for the top route. And again, Mushroom Hill, a very, very technical, very jump-worthy stage. Lots of interesting stuff going on there. Far too much going on for me to be able to catch up with it. But most of these runners know these levels so well. And that's why they speedrun them instead of just playing them casually. Good jump there through the big ring to avoid going into Blue Sphere Hell. Oh, beautiful jumps here from Clov. Absolutely stunning jumps here from Clov. And that gorgeous jump to the top there as well. Jumping up from the bottom of the slope to get to the very, very top of that vertical wall, just so he can avoid having to go up in the air and land and lose time by losing momentum. That's amazing. Using the fire shield to avoid the fire that's coming out of that choppy robot's bottom. And that's Clov at the end of Mushroom Hill. The lead is extending. It's extending a little bit. Not a huge amount, but just a little bit. As Teeejj comes into Mushroom Hill Zone Act 1. Been dashing through here, dodging that big ring. Let's see if he can get this gorgeous monitor bounce and super glide all the way to the moon. Not the moon, Mushroom Hill 2. Mushroom Hill 2 is where Clov is now. Again, great jump up there from the slope. One of the most opportune ways of getting Knuckles to jump a bit higher is by spin dashing from the slope and jumping as basically at the apex of the slope as well, just so you can get as much height as possible and really make the most of the speed that you're getting from Knuckles, but also trying to counteract that lower jump height. And from this section of the stage on Clov screen, the level basically plays itself for a little bit longer. A couple of jumps to make sure that you're not accidentally going to get bodied, and a couple of things to make sure you're going through a straight line instead of around a curve, because once again, straight lines are the fastest distance between 2 points. Thank you very much, Socrates. I know that's a different philosophy from what I said last time, but deal with it. Right, now Clov's going to have to be really careful with this boss. He's hit him multiple times. He's going to try and get 2 hits here. He gets the 2 hits. Great job from Clov there. So he used the jump to knock him and get him with 1 hit. He used a glide to get a 2nd hit. Little bit of a stop, jumping on the capsule. That is Mushroom Hill 2 down by Clov. He's right at the end of Mushroom Hill 1. This is great race so far, really great race. And now we're coming in to, as Fo called it earlier, the Flying Wing Fortress, also known as Flying Battery, famously recalled in Sonic Mania. Flying Battery is a very scary stage, mainly because there's lots of things that are trying to get you to fail. And of course, we don't want to fail with speedrunners, so we're going to be using our skills and knowledge of the game to make sure that we don't accidentally fall to our doom, which can happen in a stage like this where there isn't really a stage bottom. Great jump up there from Clov. through the rings. Teeejj having a really quick time with Mushroom Hill 2. And onto the play itself stage. And now Clov is in the Room of Doom. Has to be really careful here. The jump height of Knuckles isn't always good enough to get over some of those obstacles, so he has to be really careful and really well timed with those jumps. Don't hit the rotors because they will hurt you. Perfect jumps off the spinny rotors so that Clov doesn't have any issue with those. And Teeejj about to go on to the boss, so he's going to get a spin dash here. And then he's going to spin dash through. He's going to get a jump, and then he's going to try and glide. Oh, didn't get it this time. Come on, Teeejj, get that back up here. And the boss is down for Mushroom Hill 2 from Teeejj, whilst Clov is ripping his way through Flying Battery 1. Spin dashing against these spikes will allow him to drop down. He has to really be careful. Don't hit that ring. He didn't hit that ring. Using the spring from the top of that fake capsule to bounce him up. And he's going to jump up, climb up the wall. And we are now on a boss, which is also known as Mr. Tickles, or also known as Stop Hitting Yourself the Boss. Yes, if you stay above the boss's head and just move when he starts to hit himself, he will in fact hit himself. It's a game that you play with your 4-year-old younger brother. Try and not get yourself in trouble with your parents. He's having to take a little bit more careful when he comes to jumping over that big bottomless gap. You're doing a very good job of getting through there, running up the slope, landing on top of the spring. The fire will send you springing up into the Room of Doom. That's great timing there to get onto that platform. Is he going to beat the chase up? He's going to use the wall. He's going to glide across with the Room of Doom. Great jumps there from Teeejj. A little bit faster than Clov's there. Now Clov is on the second part of Flying Battery. The battery is still flying. It's keeping everyone powered. I hope that everyone here at Fast Pace Events watching the Only Marathon is feeling empowered from the incredible runners that we've had over the last 2 days. Such an incredible effort. Let's give a hand to HUDs. Let's give a hand to Final Flame, to Argit, to Amber for putting on this incredible event, and all the other people who have been able to make this thing possible, to come and bring everyone together in celebration of the only kid, the person who we are here for. They are such an incredible influence and such an incredible person for almost all speedrunners, and it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
Well, Jimmy, speaking of those wonderful people, do I have time to read a couple donations?
You do indeed.
We actually have a $6.01 donation from HUDs saying, hold on just a moment. I am so sorry. $6.01 donation from HUDs, which says, Teeejj, what a genuinely wonderful sight it is to see you go from a new runner to racing Clov at a marathon. So proud of you, brother. And Jimmy, goddamn, my dude, you are just the best hype man about. Clov, be gentle with Teeejj, but also smash it. Love to all in chat. It's an honor to restream this. We also have a $13.37 donation from Bad Space King with no comment. Thank you.
Nice.
A $2 donation from Anonymous saying, oh my goodness gracious, I'm so glad for this race. Me too. A $50 donation from Mindez saying, had to donate for this incredibly hyped race. Go Teeejj and Clov. You're both doing amazing. Glad to be part of this marathon. Also, chat is cute. And I agree. And finally, we have a $6.62 donation from Chezzy Babe saying, need to even that amount out. Well, thank you very much. And if you are looking for a reason to donate that isn't evening the amount out, we are just over $450 away from meeting the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Ice Trap Mayhem in the OOTR run. So if you'd like to donate towards that, please, please, please get the donations in. Jimmy, back to you.
That run will be genuine mayhem if we meet that incentive. Good gracious. Clov having a wonderful time with Flying Battery 2. Are we going to see them get to the end of Flying Battery before the sky does? Oh, just landing in the environment just to show off. Nice face here from Clov, but just enjoying the environment. The Clov has just made his way all the way up to the top of Flying Battery. He just has to wait here now for a few moments, whilst Teeejj is ripping his own away through Flying Battery 2. So yeah, Clov is just waiting for the boss. And this is the chin-up boss. He has to be really careful here because this boss moves a little bit faster, specifically for Knuckles, because the developers are evil, evil human beings, but having a great time with that boss. No dramas there. Spider Steve on Teeej's screen. Bye-bye, Spider Steve. You have done as well in this tournament, in this event so far. Not a tournament. I'm just getting in tournament mode, excuse me. All very, very close to Teeejj getting himself a crush death. Sandopolis. This should be called Sandopolis 601 because someone I know is silly enough to play this stage probably about a good couple of thousand times so far in his life. Because you're a madman. You're just terrible, terrible. HUDs. Please stop doing that. But yeah, Sandopolis, once again, a really technical stage, getting a really good cycle there. It's a very cycle-heavy stage. So most of the cycles are around 6 seconds. If you miss one cycle, then that's going to put you really, really off for the rest of the cycles. So it's not just a case of missing one cycle. I'll pick it up a little bit later. If you miss one cycle, it's going to cause a lot of trouble. Lots of big fancy jumps as well to make sure that you don't accidentally get squished or fall down to a much lower route, because much lower routes in Sando 1, they're a totally different stage, much, much slower. Great slide there to get underneath the crusher. Coming very close here to be facing our good friend Dwayne the Rock Chungus, as christened by all of the Sonic speedrun community. Teeejj climbing up nice and fast, no space. There on the screen is a rock. It's a big rock. Do you smell what this rock is cooking? No, you just got to hit him in the head multiple times so he gets sunk into the sandpit at the far left of the stage. Teeejj, great landing there, jumping over the hand spikes of Egg Robo. Gonna use and damage boost. Spin dash in. Robo is down. Great positioning there from Teeejj. That's a really, really tight window there from where Teeejj landed just to get those last couple hits with the spin dash on the Egg Robo without eating the fire. And Clov taking out Dwayne the Rock Chungus. Great stuff. And once again, Teeejj quitting out of the game but coming back in with the menu to save himself having to wait too much longer on the cutscenes. One really nice thing about Clov having a bit of an issue opening that little gate there. He's got to be really careful though, nearly gets crushed, but he's doing quite well. Yeah, you're going to be quitting out of the stage, the game, excuse me, to get back in via the main menu, because there's lots of cutscenes in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and they're really characterful. They really do tell a really cute story, and it's a really obvious but well-told story, and that's something that I think a lot of people will miss about the Sonic 3 series anyways, is that there's a story being told and it's all really clear. Like when you get to things like Lava Reef, especially Lava Reef 2 in the Sonic stage, where you can kind of see the Death Egg in the background, and it's just really interesting to watch. It's really, really good. So I've had a few issues with straight jumps, so there's a bit of a quirk with the spin dashes where you're holding the floor and rev up and then let go to spin a speed across the stage, is that if you let go at the same time as you press a jump button, you'll not have any momentum, you'll just jump straight up in the air, and it's really annoying. It's so annoying, it is a bane of most Sonic speedrunners' lives, because it's predictable, but it's almost unpredictable, if that makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense, whatever. And of course, Teeejj is going to be facing Dwayne the Rock Chungus the second time. Dwayne the Rock Chungus the second, excuse me. There we go. Well, climbing up the wall. Great jumps there. Pushing that key open once again. Being very careful to not get squished or accidentally hit the spikes. Lots of cycles in Sando, but doing a really good job. Be really careful in the second. Super glide off that, landing on grabbing the pulley. One thing we haven't mentioned, those ghosts that you do see, if you grab the pulley, it turns the lights back on. And we do want people to be home here. Don't fall through the floor. Thank you, Clov. So the lights will get rid of the ghosts. We bounce off. Yeah, great little bounce off the monitor there. In a little bit of time, you've got to be really, really careful. Teeejj on Sando 2. This is a great race so far. And Clov on the last big slide down with the lights turning out. Taking a little climb at the top there. Super difficult jump here. Using Knuckles' ability. Oh my word, first try. Using Knuckles' ability to stop on a dime once he's gliding. You can actually do that landing on that kind of weird spring thing that he ended up doing. Well, sorry, excuse me. You can do a spin dash from the middle of a curly slope, which you're not meant to do. It's meant to keep you going with your momentum. But if you stop on a dime with the glide, then you can keep doing that. And it's the only way that Knuckles can get up to that part of the stage. Woo! Yeah, Teeejj is putting on a hell of a good show so far. See, I'm a little bit biased with Teeejj because, please excuse me on this one. Teeejj is basically my brother from another mother and another father, but that's a different story whatsoever. I have met very few people in this world who care for others so much as Teeejj does. And Teeejj does it always with a wink and a grin. Terrible sense of humor, but he always has my back. Teeejj, I love you. You probably can't hear this, but I love you to pieces. Never stop being you. You mean the world to me. Thank you. You really mean the world to me. Clov getting hit by a big spiky ball. That's a bit of a different tack, isn't it? Yes, of course. Yeah, Clov having a very good time in Lava Reef 1. Really, really pretty stages. Again, this game, unless you knew that it was from 1994, I would be really surprised to tell that this game was from 1994. The art design is just absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, it does have all the mod cons of it being Sonic 3 Air, you know, with the widescreen, the guaranteed frame rate, etc., etc. But just the visual design of this game, even in comparison to Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, even Sonic CD at a stretch as well, it's something else. It really, really is. It's certainly not my favourite Sonic game. Teeejj with that big jump. Oh, just about making that big jump there. Really, really good. It's not my favourite Sonic game. That goes to Sonic 2. But good gracious, it's certainly one of the prettiest games I've ever had the benefit of watching. And these two runners do make the game look an absolute cinch. Be warned, it's really not. It's a tough game. Knuckles, though Knuckles is a really fun character to play Knuckles fast and well is not an easy process. It's certainly the hard mode in the game. When you play Tails, yeah, Tails is really, really quick. Tails has a lot of kind of safety things behind him, but it's certainly a lot easier than Knuckles, who is ridiculously tough. Ridiculously tough. Woo! This is going very well so far. And
would you like a moment to catch your breath, Jimmy?
Yeah. Whilst Clov is going through this is probably a very good time to have a couple of announcements, donations, or anything that you'd like to join in.
Well, luckily for all of us, we have a bunch of donations, including, first and foremost, the most recent donation. We have $200 from Edward23, saying, just a Kittymon to help freeze the traps. Well, thank you very much, because we are now less than 200 away from Ice Trap Mayhem and Ocarina of Time randomizer. Thank you.
Wow.
We also have a $6.11 donation from Shy Gal, who donated that amount specifically to get us up to $6,111.11. Don't think I didn't catch that. We have a $5 donation from Cowboy Knuckles that says, love you, Teeejj and Clov. You're both doing amazing. Always so amazed watching your Knuckles runs. Shout out to Jimmy too. We also have a $50 donation from Dev Insanity with no comment. Thank you very much. And a $20 donation from Dave the Emerald. Also no comment. Thank you very much. Finally, we have a $1.89 from guess who? I'm assuming Chezzy, saying round numbers only. Thank you all for your continued donations. Jimmy, back to you.
Are we gonna get juice time on Clov's side? 8-second Hidden Palace world record! We just seen another world record. I mean, that always happens. It's basically impossible not to get 8 seconds unless you miss time a couple of jumps. But Clov's actually on the last boss of the game. He's on the first phase of the last boss. This is Mecha Sonic. Not Silver Sonic, not Metal Sonic, but indeed Mecha Sonic. Mecha Sonic is pretty predictable with his movements, and as you can see, the first section of Mecha Sonic is down. But that's not all, because you're going to see in a few moments the Master Emerald, and that's going to give Mecha Sonic unlimited cosmic power! Not for very long, though, because Knuckles will just hit him a couple of times and he'll die. But he has to be really careful here, because he's only got those 3 rings. If he loses those, then he's got to be really careful that he at least gets one back. But Mecha Sonic does have a horrible habit of diving at you, and if he dives at you, you can't hit him, and it's completely random. I mean, technically it's based on like console switch on, but it's not how it works really, because we aren't switching on a console, we're turning on a video game. Is he gonna fire the balls? Oh, that's good though. That means that Clov has perfect RNG for Mecha Sonic. And Mecha Sonic is down, and we're getting very close to time for Clov. And that is time for Clov. Great work from Clov there. Beautifully done. Teeejj really, really close behind. Something that we haven't mentioned because we had those gorgeous donations come through. Teeejj is currently on Lava Reef Act 2. Now, Lava Reef Act 2 is a horrifying mess of fire. Now, that does mean that if you don't have a fire shield, then you're going to get hit multiple times and likely lose a couple of lives. I say a couple of lives. Last time I played Lava Reef 2, I lost 12 lives. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm a little bit ashamed to admit it. But because Teeejj has a fire shield, he can just walk through the fire like James Bond at the end of GoldenEye. But yeah, doing a really good job here. Spin dashing through, gliding across those spikes. Getting through here. Lovely big glide to the end of the stage. And let's see on this last little section if he can get himself juice time, matching a world record of 8 seconds. Clovs did it one time. I think we might not have the timing there. Teeejj misses juice time by a couple of seconds. Such a shame. He'll be able to redeem himself with a quick kill of Metal Sonic. Mecha Sonic, not Metal Sonic. Whoops.
Worth noting, if I can just cut in for a moment, that was a new world record that was set by Clov by 1 minute and 50 seconds. Unbelievable time. Thank you very much.
Doing? Clov! Oh, wow, I should have paid more attention to the times. That's incredible. Clov, a world record. So not only did he meet the juice time world record, oh no, Teeejj just lost a ring. He's got to be really careful with the last half of Mecha Sonic here. That's, wow. Clov, what on earth are you doing to me? You incredible human being. Let's go. What was his actual time?
It was a 37:01.
37:01, so he beat it by a minute. And you know what? Teeejj is in second place in this race, and he's only 2 minutes behind Clov. So Teeejj was on like a ridiculously fast pace for this one. He gets great RNG for the boss. Amazing, and we're nearly at time for Teeejj. Oh my word, oh my goodness gracious, it's time for Teeejj. Let's do it. Let's do it. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. I think for Teeejj, that's like barely 20 seconds out of its PB.
Yeah.
That's amazing scenes. Not only have we seen a world record, we've seen like borderline close to a PB. We've seen a juice time. We've seen a world record in Boss Rush in Sonic 1 Forever. We see a world record in Knuckles and Tails in Sonic 1 Forever. Just, wow. This is just incredible. This is so incredible. Unbelievable scenes. Oh my golly. Let's get the runners back to come and give a few words about that. Unbelievable work.
That was a Clov, honestly. Okay, right. So I have horrendous luck with people world recording against me during races. So, like, first Hearty, now Clov.
Just incredible. I mean, Teeejj, commiserations, brother, but good gracious. I think you're like 17 seconds off your PB there?
Yeah, Blind Battery 1 and Sando 2 ruined it for me. Yeah, like Sando 2 boss was awful.
Just 17 seconds off a PB in a race against the almighty Clov, who's basically a Greek god at the moment.
Yeah, he's now just set a time that is like basically going to take forever to beat. So, yeah.
I'm sure you are up for the challenge, Teeejj. Incredible effort, Teeejj. Incredible effort.
Honestly, absolute go. I wasn't under any doubt anyway that Clov would win, but man, that is a hell of a time. 37 is huge. Like, my sum of best is 37, 36, and that's better than my sum of best.
Wow. Teeejj, I love you, brother. Thank you for that.
Clov, do you have any words, my dude? How you feeling?
I really didn't expect to get that 37 that low.
It sounded
by looking at the beginning of my run. The beginning of my run wasn't that perfect, and I didn't know that 37 was actually possible with that base. But wow,
that is huge. That is huge, man. Like,
honestly,
it sounded like, from what I could hear from Jim's comments, that you just had like the cleanest run ever.
There were so few mistakes in there. I mean, you did a couple of spin dashes in the wrong direction, but that easily happens with Knuckles because for whatever reason, Knuckles doesn't understand left and right. I don't know, but that's unbelievably clean. That's probably, and I've seen a lot of really good speedruns, and I'm not just kind of blowing smoke here. It's probably one of the best speedruns I have ever seen.
I'm really looking forward to watching it.
Clov,
I'm really
that's-
looking forward to watching it.
It's an honor to watch. Thank you.
Thank you for the words. Like, I want to dedicate this world record. The only thing they deserve it.
I agree wholeheartedly. Teeejj, do you have any shout outs for the incredible people here at Fast Paced Events with the Only Marathon?
Firstly, I'll get my usual shout outs off to obviously people like yourself, Buds, Ben, RPG, CBK, all the folks from HUD's Discord, you know, people like Kokens, Joey, and everyone from Jail Discord. But like, I want to give like my biggest shout out to Kid, who I had like the honor of co-commentating with twice, and just generally just chilling with and just chatting with in VCs like quite a bit. And Kid was just the most decent person just ever. Like, I don't think I've ever spoken to someone just like so genuinely awesome. And like, they really helped me through nerves through my first commentary run with them. Like, they just talked with me for like 20 minutes, just talking through everything, and I really appreciate that. Like, they gave me like such a huge confidence boost, which I'll always have with me now. So yeah, huge shout out to Kid for that.
Totally. And Clov, any call outs for yourself, young man?
Well, I am actually very bad for calls on my end. I just want to thank you, the staff of this event, for organizing this event in such a short time. It's incredible, all the hard work they're doing, and I am very, very glad to be here. Well, nothing else. I just don't know what to say. I'm just very bad at this kind of words. Sorry.
Do you have any shout outs, Jimmy?
I'm normally not a great one for shout outs. I did all my good shout outs from the last couple of times, but GNU, the only kid.
Yeah,
GNU is the only kid.
That's it for us.
But stick around, there's lots of good stuff coming up.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for your race, and Jimmy as well for your commentary. Thank you very much. We are about to go to an intermission, but before that, we are actually going to go live with another memory. So stay tuned for that, and stick around for more runs coming up next.
So my earliest memory of Kid was when I first became a speedrunner. I started streaming and became a speedrunner because I wanted to take part in the Sonic 3 A.I.R tournament that the Sonic speedrun community was holding, and the very first race I ever had was against Kid. I remember being sat in the green room waiting to go, and Kid was there but not there. And it turned out that they'd fallen asleep waiting for the race. They'd been working so many hours and so hard behind the scenes to put on this tournament that they'd literally just fallen asleep right in front of their computer while we were in the intermission screens. And I think the race got delayed by 15 minutes as a result. But yeah, it really showed me from that moment just how much work and effort goes into these things, and Kid was always such an integral part of any kind of tournament from that point forwards that I was ever involved in. They always put so much work in, all the beautiful layouts you got to see, all the incredible scene transitions. That was all Kid. That's what they did. I remember when I got to commentate with Kid for the first time, and the advice that they gave me has stuck with me solidly ever since, because I was, fairly nervous. I wasn't quite sure how to do commentary. And, I was asking them kind of, what should I focus on? What should I do? And the words they said to me were very, very clear. And every time I do commentary, it's the same thing that I recite to myself, which is, the runners are the stars, let them shine. And I think Kid, shone brightly within not just the Sonic speedrun community, but the speedrun community and the streaming community as a whole. They were, a shining beacon amongst us all. Such a hard worker, such a wonderfully entertaining person. It truly was devastating to hear the news about Kid and their passing. But we mustn't forget, the examples that they set for us, in terms of being a good person, in terms of looking out for one another, in terms of welcoming new people to our communities, and remembering that we are all one big family. And no matter how tired they were or what time of day it was, Kid would always be there for you if you needed someone to talk to, or just needed someone to hang out with. It's a great loss that we have suffered, but we honor Kid with this marathon. We will always remember them, and I certainly am grateful for all the guidance and advice and love that Kid showed to me as a brand new streamer, brand new speedrunner, as a newcomer to this community. And I hope to continue to live by the principles that Kid taught me and taught all of us. We'll miss you, buddy.